Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have amongst us Mrs. Meenakshi Lekhi, our Honorable Chief Guest and the Union Minister of State for External Affairs and Culture. So let us now lend our ears to our distinguished Chief Guest to shower us with her words of wisdom on this very, very special occasion. We really look up to you, ma'am, and you're most welcome on the stage.
Srimati Nirja Gupta ji, Charge Affairs and the present Japanese representative, Mr. Takashi Arioshu, Nirja ji and Ms. Tiwari, General Bakshi, we have Rahul here, we have Tessin. Ladies and gentlemen, pleasure and honor being here. So what brought me to this place today is the name itself, the conclave on the Rising Sun Conclave. Being sun worshippers, sun is something which is a binding force between the two nations. So the sun is what connected us, and sun is what continues to guide us. And civilizational connect between the two countries is ancient, though technically people say when Buddhism reached Japan in 6th century, that is the time from where we started getting connected. But the history has something else to say. And the more one has visited Japan, the little that one knows about Japan, Shintoism to other aspects are so deeply connected with us that one feels that we must have been parts of similar or identical, as somebody was saying, we come from the same seed. And that same seed gets to have different branches, the tree gets to have different branches. And over a period of time, there are changes and there are mutations, and that's what probably has divided us and united us both ways. India and Japan, I would go into the history, and the more I dwell into the history, we know that in ancient times, whether it was Bodhisena in the temple, Todaji temple in Nara, where they say opening of the eyes of Lord Buddha's statue. Now, opening of the eyes could be communicated as Pran Pratishtha, as we have seen in Ram Mandir. So it is the Pran Pratishtha which took place. So traditions were also identical. And those very traditions is what has kept us together for such a long time. And in addition to these traditions, I must mention the 7 gods which the Japanese worship. And it's called Shichifuku Jin, which means the 7 deities, the 7 lucky deities. And if you look at those 7 lucky deities, you can immediately connect to Sanatan Dharma, whether it's Ganeshi, it's Saraswati ji, Durga. Now these are connecting forces, and these very forces depict that we must have had very, very deep connections in the past. And those connections continued in the later period. In the modern times, I would say in modern times, I saw 2 pictures. And Swami Vivekanand, Subhash Chandra Bose, Raslal Bose, then we have, I'm so sorry, my mind is wavering a lot today with too many things going on simultaneously. But I must say that the connection of Japan with India, even in the modern times, has been immense. And if we look at the period post-World War II, in the post-World War II, India did not join the San Francisco Conference. We had our own independent peace treaty in 1952, and that peace treaty also established the diplomatic relationship between the two countries. And Justice Radha Vinod Pal, he was the only one who put out a dissenting judgment. And that dissenting judgment also showcased the depth or representing an Indian's thought towards a Japanese fellow citizen. And that thought got to be represented through Justice Radha Vinod Pal. And this thought continues to give respect to Indians in Japan and also proximity with Indian values and ethos. I must say that whether in today's time and age, it's the pop culture or spirituality, we saw this young artist perform Bharatnatyam with showcasing all the steps in such a beautiful performance, only goes to show that the Gen Next is also as interested in Indian art forms as the people in the past. Because people in the past, whether it's modern history of Subhash Chandra Bose to Justice Radha Vinod Pal to Swami Vivekanand, all of them were deeply connected with Japan, and all of us present here in the audience and present here for this moment are deeply influenced by Japan in one way or the other. And that influence is taken to the next generation through this particular performance. I'm so sure that whether it's in the area of education, infotech, it's the area of AI, artificial intelligence, to our collaboration in Chandrayaan, to satellites mission, to information technology, IoT, ICT, you name it, and we are collaborating. And we are collaborating not only in the field of education, but we are collaborating also in the field of science and technology. The very first India-Japan collaboration could be seen in the startup hub at Bangalore. And that startup hub is exclusively working on the technologies which are finding place in the Japanese industrial development. So whether it's the competitive area of technology or the economic area, India has set its own target. And one of the targets is to get investment from Japan, and close to more than 3 lakh crore is what one has been working on since 2022. And I must say that the path has been very impressive so far. Whether it's a high-speed train between Ahmedabad and Mumbai, we are collaborating and we are working very well. Art, we've seen. RR, I was told, I was just sitting with the CD and we were just talking. RR, as a movie, did 200 days in Japan, which goes to show that how even the modern entertainment industry finds a place. And the pop culture has its own place, and in that, I must say, the manga and the other video games are finding their place into the Indian market and very deeply influencing each other. On the international front, whether it's CDRI or it's ISA, International Solar Alliance, or LEAD IT, we are collaborating in all those fields. India's own foreign policy of Act East policy has further brought us down. Our relationship on the Indo-Pacific region are converging, and we are constantly collaborating in that region as well, from military science to manning the area. We are working together, and we are guided in the process by our own philosophy in the form of SAGAR, IPOI, which is Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiative. And these initiatives only showcase that wherever we are voting in the international arena, wherever we are working and representing our nations in the League of Nations, we are converging our energies. And that convergence is what we wish this conclave, the Rising Sun Conclave, has to take it to the Gen Next. And when it has to take it to Gen Next, we have to further collaborate and work, and especially, I must say, or strengthen the collaboration which is already on. And this collaboration between the two countries is on at various levels. of my own, I can remember that we had a Hindi conference very recently. And in that Hindi conference, one of my department, we were collaborating with Tokyo University, and we had this Eastern Regional Conference at Tokyo University. So there are collaboration and MOUs between 7 states, 4 cities, and it's almost like talking of 2 civilizations, independent in their right, but equally great in their own aspects. And that collaboration can only bring forward the truth which has helped us survive all kinds of onslaught since centuries. And whether it's Mount Fuji or it's Everest and Himalayas, we collaborate and work, and the height to which we can take our relationship will be as high for me as Himalayas, and for Japanese as high and as great as Mount Fuji. I was going over the numbers, and in the numbers I found that we have 665 partnerships. And in those numbers, I also came to know that 138 universities from Japan are working with us. And on part of Indian government, we have 227 universities in India which are working with the Japanese university. So number is something which is speaking well for itself. And these numbers are actually not depicting the potential the 2 countries have. The potential is still higher, and there's every possibility of collaborating and working together. And this work together can actually change the way politics at home, or politics internationally, or strategically working at geostrategy, we can actually change the world and impress the new equations which are formulating. And those new equations can be based on ancient civilizational value system which the 2 countries share. Right from yoga to Bharatanatyam, we have seen how Indian ethos, spirituality has influenced Japanese society, how technological superiority and creativity has influenced Indian society. Coming together can always bring the best for both countries, as we have seen all ups and downs in our existence as nations, ancient cultures, and modern nations. So I must say thank you very much for having me. I was just looking at the watch. I'm so sorry to break the protocol because I had to rush out somewhere, and seeking your apologies that I will take your leave. But I'm definitely very keenly observing this conclave and the future which holds and bodes well for both our nations, and the people present here are going to make it possible still and make it better for all of us. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.